I want to let Biafrans know that our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, has set all the structures in place for Biafra restoration from the beginning to the end. So taking him or removing him to go and ask him questions to delay or to disrupt our Finland Convention for the next 1 or 2 weeks, it is not going to have any effect. Rather, it is going to make all Biafrans more determined in the restoration of the independent state of Biafra. We are a full-fledged country. We have met all the criteria for a full-fledged country. We conducted our referendum where over 50 million Biafrans have voted for the independent state of Biafra. We've conducted different topics, we did a Twitter poll where 98% of Biafrans want to exit Nigeria because Nigeria is a killing ground. No sensible person in the world, no sane leader, no individual that has his or her honest right will ever support the existence of a killing ground called Nigeria, where people are killed in their thousands every single day. No sane leader will support that. So anything that Nigerian government is doing, anything the local Finland authorities is doing, I want to assure them that inviting our Prime Minister or delaying him or making him not to be part of the Finland Convention, which he holds dear to his heart, that will not stop nothing. We are the people. The power belongs to us. The laws of self-determination allow us to rule ourselves, to determine who is going to be our leader. And Biafrans have spoken clearly over the past 2 years after they kidnapped and renditioned our leader, Ngozi Orabueze from Kenya. He is right now in the DSS dungeon. They did that because they think that when they take our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, there will be nothing about Biafra anymore. That was their wish. That was their thoughts. And now they are partnering with the local authorities in Finland to invite our Prime Minister to disrupt our Finland Convention.
The Chief of Staff of the Biafra Republic government in exile, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, has taken over from Simon Ekpa, who has been detained by the Finnish authority. She sent a strong message to Biafrans, urging them not to relent, not to panic, not to lose hope, because the restoration of Biafra as an independent state will still take effect on 2nd December 2024. It was a chilly morning when the news broke, and it sent waves across not only Nigeria but the entire Biafran community around the world. Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, has been detained by the Finnish authorities. This wasn't just any ordinary arrest. It was a moment that could potentially shake the foundation of a movement that has spent years building momentum. But amidst the uproar, a new voice emerged. Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, the Chief of Staff for the Biafra Republic government in exile, she has stepped up to take charge, sending out a strong message of hope and determination to Biafrans everywhere. Let me take you through what unfolded and why it matters so much to the Biafran struggle. Simon Ekpa has been a polarizing figure in the Biafran movement, loved by many and criticized by others. He has always been resolute about wanting the restoration of Biafra as an independent nation. For years, Simon Ekpa, based in Finland, has been the voice of millions of Biafrans who feel oppressed, marginalized, and voiceless within Nigeria. So when news came that Finnish authorities had detained him, there was immediate chaos. Social media platforms were ablaze with discussions. Supporters were outraged, while detractors used the opportunity to mock and criticize him. Some rumors suggested that the Nigerian government had a hand in it, possibly working behind the scenes to silence Simon Ekpa. Others claimed it was related to allegations of terrorism and incitement, which Simon Ekpa supporters vehemently denied. For many, this felt like an attack on the Biafran nation. They couldn't help but draw parallels to the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu, another prominent leader of the Biafra movement, who was kidnapped from Kenya and brought to Nigeria under controversial circumstances. The question on everyone's lips was, would Simon Ekpa face a similar fate? In the midst of all this uncertainty, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze stepped into the spotlight as the chief of staff for the Biafra Republic government in exile. She wasn't new to leadership, but this was an extraordinary moment. All eyes were on her. Could she steady the ship and reassure millions of Biafrans who were now teetering between fear and despair? Dr. Ngozi Orabueze wasted no time. In a public broadcast, she addressed the concerns of Biafrans with a tone that was both firm and calming. She began by acknowledging the arrest of Simon Ekpa, but quickly moved to reassure everyone that this setback would not derail their plans. Our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, has set all the structures in place for the restoration of Biafra, she said confidently. Taking him or removing him to ask questions will not delay or disrupt our movement. If anything, it will make us even more determined. Her words resonated deeply. It was clear she understood the stakes. For Biafrans, the struggle for independence is not just political, it is deeply personal. It is about reclaiming a sense of identity, dignity, and security. To understand why this moment was so significant, we need to understand the history of Biafra. The dream of Biafra as an independent state began decades ago, following a brutal civil war between 1967 and 1970. That war ended with Biafra's defeat, but the wounds never healed. Many Igbo people, who make up the majority of Biafrans, have long felt sidelined by the Nigerian government. The Biafran struggle has evolved over the years, from grassroots activism to global campaigns. It has become a multifaceted movement. The Biafra Republic government in exile, led by figures like Simon Ekpa and supported by leaders like Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, represents the latest chapter in this ongoing story. Dr. Ngozi Orabueze reminded everyone that Biafra's case for independence is rooted in international law. We have the right to self-determination, she said, referencing the principles enshrined in global charters. We have conducted our referendum, where over 50 million Biafrans voted for independence. This is not just a dream, it is a reality we are working towards. One of the most striking parts of Dr. Ngozi Orabueze's address was her call for unity. She didn't shy away from addressing the criticism and divisions within the Biafran community. Some Biafrans had taken to social media to criticize Simon Ekpa, with some even celebrating his arrest. Dr. Ngozi Orabueze found this deeply disturbing and troubling. We must not fight ourselves, she urged. This is not the time to criticize or bring down our own leaders. We have one goal, and that is the restoration of Biafra. Let us stay united and focus on what truly matters. Her words were a reminder that internal divisions could be just as damaging as external opposition. The Nigerian government has long been accused of exploiting this division to weaken the Biafra movement. Dr. Ngozi Orabueze's plea was a call to rise above such tactics. Despite the drama surrounding Simon Ekpa's detention, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze made it clear that their plans remain on track. The Biafra Republic government in exile had long been working towards December 2nd, 2024, a date they had set for the formal declaration of Biafra's independence. This wasn't just a symbolic date, it represents years of planning, sacrifice, and resilience. Dr. Ngozi Orabueze emphasized that nothing would stop this declaration. We are more determined now than ever before, she said passionately. On December 2nd, 2024, Biafra will be restored. Nothing in this life, absolutely nothing, will deter us. She also highlighted the efforts of the Biafran Defense Forces and other groups working on the ground to protect and advance their cause. Her message was clear. The movement is bigger than any one individual. It is a collective effort powered by hopes and dreams of millions. Of course, the road ahead is far from easy. The Nigerian government has consistently opposed the Biafra movement, viewing it as a threat to the country's unity. Over the years, there have been numerous reports of crackdowns on pro-Biafran activists, often involving arrest, detention, and even violence. Internationally, the movement faces its own set of challenges. Gaining recognition as an independent state requires navigating complex geopolitical dynamics. Dr. Ngozi Orabueze acknowledged the challenges but remained optimistic. We know the path we have chosen is not easy, she said, but we also know it is the right one. She also called on the international community to recognize the plight of Biafrans. Nigeria has become a killing ground, she said bluntly. No sensible leader can support a country where thousands are killed every day. The world needs to stand with us. Dr. Ngozi Orabueze ended her address with a powerful call to action. She urged Biafrans to remain calm, stay united, and continue supporting the movement in whatever way they could, whether through prayers, donations, or advocacy. Every contribution matters, she said. Let us not lose hope, she said, her voice filled with conviction. The restoration of Biafra is not just a dream, it is our destiny. And on 2nd December 2024, that destiny will be fulfilled. Her message was clear. The struggle is far from over, but the finish line is within sight. As I think about Dr. Ngozi Orabueze's words and the larger context of the Biafran struggle, I am struck by the resilience of this movement. Despite decades of challenges, the dreams of Biafran refuse to fade. It is carried forward by leaders like Simon Ekpa and Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, but more importantly, by the millions of ordinary Biafrans who believe in a brighter future. This is not just a political struggle, it is a deeply human one. It is about identity, justice, and the right to live in dignity. And as December 2nd, 2024 approaches, one thing is clear: the world will be watching. For now, the focus remains on unity and determination. And as Dr. Ngozi Orabueze so eloquently put it, nothing can stop us.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Minister Sonny. Good evening, Cabinet members. Good evening, Press, good evening, dear friends all over the world. Thank you for being here today. My name is Ngozi Orabueze. I represent the Biafra government in Europe, and we are here today to update you on the recent events concerning the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile.
Social media have been on fire since morning over what looked like an arrest of Simon Ekpa, who is the Biafra Republic government in exile Prime Minister. Now, from the report coming from many sources, they said that Simon Ekpa has been arrested by Finland local authorities, that they have arrested him over what look like activities of terrorism, and he's been detained currently. Now, another source came out that the Nigerian Defense Headquarters are also working with the Finland authority to extradite Simon Ekpa back to Nigeria. A whole lot of things have been said since morning, but this is another update coming from Simon Ekpa cabinet members under his leadership. This is the update they are giving concerning Simon Ekpa's whereabouts. So I want you guys to bring out your time, watch this video. After watching this video, you can now get the clear answer of where Simon Ekpa is currently. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Minister Sonny. Good evening, cabinet members. Good evening, press. Good evening, dear friends all over the world. Thank you for being here today. My name is Ngozi Orabueze. I represent the Biafra government in Europe, and we are here today to update you on the recent events concerning the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, His Excellency Simon Ekpa Njok. First of all, we would like to inform Biafrans that the Prime Minister is absolutely resolute and is ready to defend the Biafra cause. The opportunity to have the Biafra discussion has finally come, and the Prime Minister is ready to address the plight of Biafra and lay bare the gross human rights violations against the Biafra people. To the information at our disposal, the Finnish local authorities is said to be suspecting our Prime Minister of public incitement to commit a crime with terrorist intent through social media space. As Biafra citizens, we have been together in this struggle, and we understand the situation that we are now in. All the Biafrans were suspected of financing terrorism, of which our legal representations are working to make sure that they are on the hook matter. The Finnish local authorities have requested that the court grants them up to 2 weeks period for further investigation while the Prime Minister remains in their custody. At this point in time, we will work closely with the legal representation to ensure that the Prime Minister is well represented. At the same time, we are going to intensify the upcoming declaration of the restoration of independent state of Biafrans.
Again, I welcome Biafrans to this emergency meeting of the cabinet members. I welcome all the cabinet members here present. I welcome at home and cabinet members in the de facto government. I welcome and thank our Biafra Liberation Army, our Biafra Defense Forces that are on ground doing the needful to ensure that the restoration of Biafra is not tampered with by anybody. unity. We are more determined now than before for the restoration of the independent state of Biafra on 2nd December 2024. Nothing in this life, absolutely nothing will deter us. Nothing will stop us. So on this note, I want to bring to the notice of all Biafrans that our Prime Minister is safe and sound, very healthy in Finland, attending to these issues that usually most of us know. The terrorist state of Nigeria will always try, in one way or the other, to bribe their way into all the different foreign countries, to bribe their way into places like United Nations, African Union, to bribe their way into every internationally established community or organization. The Nigerian government, using the Europeans, using United Kingdom as part of their deal, will always try to disrupt, will always try to tamper with the restoration of Biafra, United States of Biafra. But I want to tell everybody listening here today that the power that Nigerian government has, where they stop is where this government begins. I need them to know that our Excellency, His Excellency, the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic, Simon Ekpa, has already led a full structure on the restoration of Biafra. Nobody on earth will stop that. We are both at home and we are abroad. Biafra will be restored from diaspora. Our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, has laid the structure by introducing His Excellency Simon Ekpa to be in charge of this ship where we are right now. And that ship is on course. Our leader Nnamdi Kanu, or you all should remember, he is with the Nigerian DSS today because of what we are doing. Our leader Nnamdi Kanu has said, instead of Biafra not to come, Nigeria will be burned to ashes. And I promise you today, instead of Biafra not to come, we, every single individual in Biafra government, in all the structures that our PM has laid down, we will burn Nigeria down. And any country, both international and in homeland, that tries to tamper, that tries to intervene, that tries to stop this restoration, that country will get the brunt of Biafrans. So I thank you all for coming here today. Like our Honorable Uche has explained to us what happened in Finland. Our Prime Minister, Excellency Simon Ekpa, has been invited by the Finnish local authorities to volunteer information on what is going on. And our PM has always said he is looking for this opportunity for the government to officially know that Biafrans cannot continue to stay in a country where President Tinubu and Nigerian leaders reintegrate and rehabilitate non-terrorists into the Nigerian police and the Nigerian military and the Nigerian Air Force and custom, and they continue to kill our people. Our Prime Minister has looked forward to this particular moment with few innocent Biafrans that we are taking by Finland authority, that we are invited to come according to them. They were involved in money, they were making donations, they were funding terrorism. All of you listening to me today, who is the biggest terrorist country we have in the world? Who is among the biggest terrorists? Who is the government that are killing Christians in their numbers? Who is the government reintegrating terrorists? Who is the government that's it is not going to have any effect. Rather, it is going to make all Biafrans more determined in the restoration of the independent state of Biafra. We are a full-fledged country. We have met all the criteria for a full-fledged country. We conducted our referendum where over 50 million Biafrans have voted for the independent state of Biafra. We've conducted different topics, we did a Twitter poll where 98% of Biafrans want to exit Nigeria because Nigeria is a killing ground. No sensible person in the world, no sane leader, no individual that has his or her honest right will ever support the existence of a killing ground called Nigeria where people are killed in their thousands every single day. No sane leader will support that. So anything that Nigerian government is doing, anything the local Finland authorities is doing, I want to assure them that inviting our Prime Minister or delaying him or making him not to be part of the Finland Convention, which he holds dear to his heart, that will not stop nothing. We are the people. The power belongs to us. The laws of self-determination allow us to rule ourselves, to determine who is going to be our leader. And Biafrans have spoken clearly over the past 2 years after they kidnapped and renditioned our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. He is right now in the 12-year state dungeon. They did that because they think that when they take our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, there will be nothing about Biafra anymore. That was their wish. That was their thoughts. And now they are partnering with the local authorities in Finland to invite our Prime Minister to disrupt our Finland Convention. And let me ask everyone listening to me, if the rendition of our leader Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria, if that didn't work, what made Nigerian government think that inviting someone entered by the local police in Finland will work? They know it's not going to work. It's even going to get worse. It's going to get more brutal because we are determined for Biafra restoration. Nobody can stop that. We are all aware that all these are all the crooks perpetrated by the Nigerian government to disrupt what we are doing. And I want to ask Biafrans, before I finalize my talk, let me ask you, when has self-determination, when has the right of a people to rule themselves, when has it become a crime? When has it become terrorism? The world watches. Biafrans, every weekend we have to raise money. The reason we raise money is because Nigerian government uses reintegrated terrorists to continue to kill our people. They make our youth disappear forcefully. People are taken away from Biafra land and they dump them in prisons in the north, in the west. No, without any justice, without
This is the end of our news update. Please click the icon on the top right corner of your screen to watch my next video. You will enjoy it. I will see you again in my next update. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye for now.